Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the 172nd installment of what I like to call What I Eat Wednesdays, where we take a look at some of the most interesting What I Eat in a Day videos on TikTok. Please be sure to check out a video I released over the weekend on my second channel about a person who claims to be disabled by their allergies, constantly e-begging online for them and their friends. Here's a link. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Here is what I eat in a day as a girl who's not on a diet but tries to be mindful of everything she is eating. Let's go. I start off my morning by filling up my 40 ounce of water. I usually just fill this up once and then drink the entire thing by the end of the night. And then at 12:35, I had my first meal of the day. It's really just apples. I'm not much of a breakfast eater.
Apples! Alright, we all know how much I hate
So
apples.
I usually eat later, but they were so good.
They're apples. And I've noticed a trend of a lot of people online lately saying, so good. And they're always talking about the most basic stuff.
I think it was just like a honey crisp apple, but it was literally delicious. And I ate every bit of it. This day was so busy. Like, I barely had time to eat lunch. So by the time I ate lunch, it was almost...
I'm refilming this because earlier I filmed it and for some reason it stopped recording. So I lost all of my work. So you're going to find me being a lot more aggravated.
4 o'clock and I was literally starving. And I tried these
All right, let's calm down.
Goodles mac and cheese for the first time, and they are honestly so good for a healthy noodle.
What? It's just mac and cheese.
Usually healthy noodles are absolutely disgusting, but
What's so healthy about it? Isn't it just noodles?
it was really good.
Or maybe they added extra fiber to it to make it low carb or something.
And I actually got more to bring for my lunches again, so love that for me.
For me.
And then of course I had to drink some more water. I literally cleaned that bowl. So good.
So good. I've heard a lot of people say that lately. So good. Just like that. And it's driving me crazy. It's driving me a little nutty, if I'm being honest.
And then by the time I got home, I was hungry again. Obviously, I had barely eaten anything all day. And so I just ate these veggie puffs before I ate dinner. I didn't want to eat anything too, like, fulfilling because I was gonna eat dinner. So
Anything too fulfilling. Okay. It's funny that they're called veggie chips. They're probably made from fried corn, much like Cheetos. I just looked it up. Yeah, I was right.
oh, these are really good. They're like 70 calories and they're super delish. And then for dinner, I just had some spaghetti and ranch at 9 p.m.
Spaghetti and ranch.
Y'all might think this is a gross dinner, but literally it's so good. And
You said it was so good about every single thing. And they were all just the same thing, like just cheesy carbs. And now we're just having ranch and carbs.
needed a good fulfilling meal
I don't think that's a filling meal.
after. I feel like I didn't eat that much today, but maybe I ate a normal amount. Who knows? But then I finished my night by drinking some water. Bye.
Alright, a lot of the people in the comments underneath that video did not believe that that was all that she ate for that day. Personally, I have no opinion on the matter. Let's take a look at that one and add it up. Alright, so you started the day off with some good old apples, which as we all know I hate. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them. After that, you had some noodles, and then you had some chips. And then you decided to wrap up the evening by having some spaghetti and ranch. Alright, after very little deliberation, I have come to a decision. I'm gonna give this one a 1 out of 10. To increase your score, I would recommend having some protein during this day because it was literally nothing but carbs. I would either add in some protein to the carby meals that you have, as well as some veg, or I would ditch those entirely and make a simple home-cooked meal with a heavy focus on protein. If we want to have spaghetti, that's fine, but we should have a lot of meat in that spaghetti to give it that heavy focus on protein, and we could do similar things to life hack various other dishes. Next.
What I eat in a day as a fat girl.
What I eat in a die is a fat girl, or did it say diet, or did it say day all weirdly? On the screen it says day.
What I eat in a day as a fat girl.
I'm starting the
What?
day off right with a Red Bull Zero.
Okay, why are we smiling so much?
McDonald's.
I'm not dead inside and this smile is like killing me or anything. I'm just wondering.
I'm starting the day off right with
There's nothing wrong with smiling, I'm just being a moron.
the Red Bull Zero.
McDonald's sauce, egg and cheese McMuffin.
Why is it pronouncing everything all weird? McDonald's sauce, egg, cheese, and McMuffin. Hold on.
McDonald's sauce, egg and cheese McMuffin.
Okay.
Apple donut.
What's apple about it? Are there pieces inside or?
Apple cider.
Alright, we're getting all appley right now.
For what?
What's apple about an apple donut? Does it have pieces of apple in it, like an apple fritter or a bear claw? Speaking of apple fritters and bear claws, have you guys ever had a blueberry fritter? Oh my god, they are the best donut that you've ever had in your frickin' life. This is devolving into one of those episodes where I just talk about the egregious food that I like. Have you guys ever had a maple bar with a piece of bacon on it? I know I've brought that one up before. You gotta have that, and you gotta have the blueberry fritter. Try it, and then get it away from me for the rest of my life!
Check out shawarma joint, and I am so excited.
Shawarma joint.
I got spicy rice, Arab salad, cabbage salad, sumac onions,
Arab salad.
feta cheese, banana peppers, gyro meat, and grape leaves. I already ate one of the grape leaves.
Alright, my stepdad was Greek from Manhattan, and he used to call it a gyro. It is actually properly pronounced as gyro, but him and all of his family would call them gyros. It's a New York thing, baby. Oh boy, don't start getting possessed now.
And these big old pieces of gyro meat. The rice is delicious.
I've never had rice that blew my mind, ever. It just tasted like rice. Even the greatest rice on earth was still just rice to me. I hate to sound negative. I've never had mind-blowing rice. Alright, why are your eyes always rolling back in your head? With every single bite, no matter what kind of food it is.
And it comes with 2 little pita things, but I'm not gonna eat this right now.
You're not gonna eat the pitas, but you ate the rice. Man, I wouldn't have eaten the rice, but I would have eaten the pitas.
Or when my grandma asks again.
Alright, and then there was some child saying random stuff at the end there. Let's take a look at that one and add it up. Alright, so you started the day off with a Red Bull Zero. After that, you had a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. And then you wrapped up the day by having a gyro bowl. Yo, what up? It's me in post. I realized that I didn't write down the apple donut or the apple cider, but that wouldn't have changed my score anyway. Alright, after very little deliberation, I have come to a decision. I'm gonna give this one a 1 out of 10. To increase your score, I would recommend ditching the Red Bull Zero. I would ditch the sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin from a fast food establishment, and the gyro bowl, and the apple donut / apple cider, and instead, I would make similar meals at home. You can make a sausage, egg, and cheese English muffin at home, and then have some fruit on the side, and the gyro bowl you could also make at home. I keep going back and forth between calling it a gyro and a gyro. I don't know what's going on. Next.
Hi guys, welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day. Remember, I'm fat and I don't eat healthy. Today
Hi Diamond, welcome back to another episode of What I Eat in a Day, where I critique videos that have been uploaded to TikTok under that same hashtag. How are you? I thought you were trying to eat healthier. That's how you started some of your videos recently. Now you're back to I'm fat and I don't eat healthy.
for breakfast, I'm having some Tums and some water because, girl, I have been having the worst motherfucking heartburn ever to exist on this freaking planet. I feel like most of the times in the morning when I'm having breakfast, it's not because I'm hungry. It's more so because I know that you're supposed to eat something in the morning for breakfast.
You don't have to randomly eat stuff in the morning for breakfast. I actually don't eat breakfast, personally. I'm not a breakfast person. I've always hated breakfast. And then when I became an adult, I didn't have to eat it anymore. So I stopped.
I've been trying to heal my relationship with food, and for me, that means not eating
For me.
when I'm not hungry. So therefore, I did not have anything for breakfast, but for lunch, I had a cucumber with some homemade ranch. Today,
Okay, so you weren't hungry this morning, therefore you did not eat. That's logical. All right, so you started the day off with cucumber
Food,
and
and for me,
ranch.
that
All right, we had a good old cucumber and some ranch.
Today was actually mine and Mr. Beef's anniversary, so for dinner we decided to make some steak. So crazy to think that almost 5 years ago I was stuck in such a horrible and abusive relationship with such an ugly person, and then a couple months later I met my man. He is literally the most sweet and caring and funny and down-to-earth man that I've ever met in my whole entire life. And
Aw, that's so sweet. So you've been with this dude for 5 years. All right, congratulations, man.
I'm so blessed to call him my boyfriend.
Aw, you guys are cute.
And again, I am just so happy that we made it through another year, because I know that this is going to be the
That's a nice plate of food right there.
man that I spend the rest of my life
Let's go, sons.
with. Anyways, now that I'm done
I would have had a little potato with that. Potato and butter.
being mushy, along with our steak, we're having some broccoli and some onions. In honor of me and Mr. Beef making it through another year, I wanted to ask y'all, if you're really listening to this video right now, do me a favor, go to the comments and let me know how long you've been with your partner and when is y'all's anniversary. And for those of you who are single dingle, please let me know in the comments how you like to have your steak.
Rare. But like rare like you would make at home, not like rare from a restaurant. Because restaurants are morons. They don't know what the hell rare is. Don't ever order a steak rare from a restaurant. They will literally put it on the grill like, tss, tss, here you go. You're like, what the hell? This is literally raw, you moron.
That's enough about me. What did you eat today? Let me know in the comments. Bye.
Me, I've just been drinking this black coffee that's just as black as my soul and almost as bitter. Let's take a look at that one and add it up. Alright, so you started the day off with a good old cucumber and ranch. After that, you had steak, broccoli, and onions. A very short day indeed. Alright, after much deliberation, I have come to a decision. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 10. To increase your score, I would recommend having more complete, rounded meals. Instead of just cucumber and ranch, I would have protein, some fruit, and some carbs in there in the appropriate ratios. Also, I would add in a little bit of carbs with that dinner. I've talked about this several times in the past, but you can't just really go no carbs without changing the way that you eat in other ways. When people choose to do a keto diet, they don't just stop eating carbs, they also start eating more fat. So I would recommend we have a little bit of carbs with that dinner and the other meals be more rounded as well. I had to reshoot this video because like 25 seconds into the original one, I accidentally pressed stop on the recording. So this is not going to be as funny or as good as my original video that I shot earlier. I'm sorry. I recorded for like 20 minutes and then went and looked and it wasn't recording. And I'm like... So that is horrifying. That is absolutely horrifying and terrible. You should have seen that last one. It was good. So what do you think of my scores? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.